Well, Australia's largest brickmaker, Brickworks, today said that the underlying net profit in the past 6 months has jumped 269% to $330 million due to a combination of strong demand for bricks and revaluations of its extensive property and warehouse assets. Chief Executive Lindsay Partridge says the business is on track to record $1 billion worth of sales for the full year and for the first time, notwithstanding supply chain constraints that could otherwise crimp demand. I caught up with Lindsay Partridge for a Business Weekend interview a little earlier today.
The warehouse business is very strong at the moment because it's all driven by click and collect and buying online, and that sector is growing dramatically, and there needs to be the warehouses behind it to support it.
So just take me through this bit by bit, the Brickworks side of the business. Now, that's an industrial business. It depends on gas. Gas prices are rising. I presume transport costs are rising from around the world. How is that changing your business?
Well, we've tied in for our gas contracts through to 2024, so we're pretty protected in Australia at this point in time. In the US, we're tied up for about 7 years, so the gas is not worrying us so much. Our transport is worrying us both. Road transport is obviously going up because the fuel increases, but bulk shipping has gone up dramatically. Bulk shipping would be 4 times what it was, prior to the pandemic, and it had started to soften, but then with the Ukraine war, the shipping rates have gone back to where they were before.
But I would imagine also that demand for bricks in Australia, given the incredible rise that we've seen in house prices over the past 18 months or so, that inevitably is going to lead to a demand for more homes, for more bricks, and that obviously plays into your space.
Yeah, look, that's been very good. Sales have been very strong. I don't think we've really felt the full impact of the government stimulus from about 18 months ago, because there's been other bottlenecks in the supply line. We had closed downs at the beginning of this period, and more recently we've seen this heavy rain and floods, and that's slowed things down. There's trade shortages. As one builder said to me, I can put 10 slabs a week down, but I only can get 3 frames. So those sort of bottlenecks have held up, have kept the pressure off us a little bit, and we've been able to supply throughout the whole period.
But the thing that going forward must also be in the back of your mind is even the Property Council, the master builders and others even talking about shortages of homes in Australia, of anything up to 20,000 per year going forward for the next 5 or 6 years. So if that backlog, that logjam effectively is there for future homes, then quite clearly at some point there's got to be a development boom to try and make up that shortfall.
Yeah, absolutely. But the biggest issue there is you've got to have a pretty positive sort of idea of what immigration's going to go. And while immigration's not there, eventually, that's going to reduce demand quite dramatically. 100,000 people need about 42 to 45,000 homes to live in. And we're down 200,000 or 300,000 people. So we've got to get immigration going again if we're going to see those sort of numbers achieved.